Have you ever felt that deep sense of relief when plans get canceled? Or maybe you get way more excited about a quiet Friday night in than you do about a loud night out? If that sounds like you, well, you're definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dive into the psychology of why some of us just love staying home, and why what society might call boring, science has a totally different and, frankly, much more interesting explanation for.
We all have that one friend, right? Or let's be honest, maybe we are that friend, the one who always seems to have a reason to back out at the last minute. But what if it's not really about avoiding you? What if it's about protecting something they absolutely need?
Yeah, these excuses sound pretty familiar, but a lot of the time, they're just code. They're code for a much deeper truth, which is something like, my energy is completely gone, and home is the only place I can get it back. It's not really about the party or the dinner, it's about the energetic price tag that comes with going.
There's this myth out there that loving your own space is some kind of character flaw, that it means you're antisocial or, just not adventurous enough. But science tells a completely different story. It's a story that's actually written in our neurology. So let's just go ahead and dismantle that myth, shall we?
Okay, so let's start with the first big idea here, the social battery. And this isn't just some cute little metaphor, it's a real concept rooted in neurology that explains so much about why some of us feel alive in a crowd, while others feel like they're being completely drained by one.
So here's the fundamental difference, right? For an extrovert, being around people is like plugging their phone into a charger. It literally builds their energy up. But for an introvert, every social event, even the really fun ones, is slowly but surely draining that exact same battery.
And for someone whose battery just drains that quickly, home isn't just a place with a couch and a TV. It's the power station. It's the only place they can truly plug in, disconnect from everything, and recharge in total stillness.
The science behind all this has a name: optimal arousal theory. And it's actually pretty simple. It just means some brains are literally wired to feel their best with less noise, less chaos, and less outside stuff happening. It's not just a preference. For them, it's a neurological need. But this isn't just about your energy levels. The love of staying home is also tied to another really deep human need: the need for control. I mean, think about it. The second you step out your front door, you can't control the random loud noises, the sudden change of plans, or the mental exhaustion that comes from making pointless small talk. For some of us, that's just a constant sensory attack.
But at home, you're the director of the whole show. You control the lights, you control the music, you control who you talk to. You are in complete command of the entire vibe.
And for people who are highly sensitive or deal with anxiety, having that sense of control isn't just a nice little luxury. It's essential. It becomes a psychological survival tool, creating a space that feels genuinely safe from all the chaos of the world.
Okay, so we've spent some time defending the choice to stay in. But now, let's actually celebrate it. Because what society often dismisses as doing nothing is often when our brains are doing some of their most important work. And look, this isn't just a hunch. The research really backs this up. Study after study shows that spending time in solitude can give a major boost to our creativity, our ability to look inward, and even our problem-solving skills.
It just makes sense, doesn't it? The best ideas, those real breakthrough moments, they rarely happen in the middle of a loud, crowded bar. They're almost always born in those quiet moments of reflection, when our minds finally get the space they need to connect the dots.
But here's where we have to talk about something really important, a crucial difference. Because there is a world of difference between choosing to be alone and feeling trapped by it. We have to ask the question, is home a peaceful refuge, or has it actually become a cage?
It's so important to acknowledge that for some people, staying home isn't really a choice they're making. It can be a symptom of social anxiety, past trauma, or depression. Things that can make the outside world feel impossibly heavy and scary. So here's a really powerful way to tell the difference for yourself. Ask this: are you staying home because it fills you up, because it feels like an active, positive choice? That's a refuge. Or does the very thought of leaving feel heavy, like you're trying to hide from something? Well, that's a cage. So with all of this in mind, maybe it's time we all started to redefine what living your best life really looks like. Maybe it's time to choose our own inner peace over the constant performance of being happy for everyone else. Our culture is just obsessed with the packed social calendar, right? The nonstop adventure. But maybe your best life is actually much quieter. Maybe it's a great documentary, a bowl of soup, and a beautiful calendar with absolutely zero obligations on it.
And let me be really clear about this. There's absolutely nothing sad about that choice. In fact, it's the opposite.
It is a profound act of self-awareness, of knowing what you truly need and finally giving yourself permission to have it.
So this is really the core message. If you are someone who genuinely prefers a quiet night in over a loud party, you are not broken. You're not missing out on anything. You are simply wired for depth over noise.
So we'll leave you with this one last question to think about. Your own home. Is it a peaceful charger, a place where you intentionally go to refill your energy? Or has it become more of a protective cage that you're afraid to leave? The answer is yours, and just understanding it can change absolutely everything.